She's in!
She's out.
On today's show, kitchen catastrophes,
Right, we're getting close to the dish, yeah. Oh, couldn't get it to boil and it boiled over.
a hostile host,
You are so rude. And obnoxious.
Dan called me, I think it was obnoxious, rude, very risky game to play.
and juicy jobs.
I used to be a burlesque dancer.
Oh, those tassels.
As 5 desperate diners butt heads for a stash of cash.
Now it's time to drop the bomb.
It's the 4th day in Gloucestershire, once home to composer John Stafford Smith, writer of the United States National Anthem. How very rousing. And hoping to keep his guests united and not in a state is landscape gardener Dan. Handy when your day job can provide your decor, isn't it? Like every host this week, he'll be cooking in this delightful dwelling. Once he's got himself acquainted with the appliances.
That should do the trick. My intention today is to win, yeah, definitely. I hope I can get to grips with those.
Any other concerns about tonight?
I'm probably going to get it in the neck today anyway because of my comments already this week.
You could be right. Perhaps you should have been nicer to Monday night's host, Sheree. That's her with the ears.
How is it, folks?
Probably a little bit overdone for me. I'd go for rare.
I think Dan has played a risky game all week, to be honest, with how critical he's been.
He also held court on storyteller Chloe's night.
If I was going to say anything, probably the sauce is probably a little bit watery. I think what people are a bit scared to say, and I think it's a little bit bland.
He has been the first to say that was watery or that didn't have any flavour.
And last night, it was estate agent Mike who was on the receiving end.
I would just say possibly it was playing it a little bit safe.
The fact that Dan has not held back with regards to his criticism, for me, that demonstrates that he's quite a brave chap. Brave or stupid, I'm not sure.
I'll just leave that there. And it wasn't just Dan's foodie fussiness that got Friday night's host Holly's attention.
Dan was on fire last night. He was talking about training his partner in the kitchen, which caused a lot of hilarity around the room.
Do you do most of the cooking in your house, Dan?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I'm trying to encourage and train cooking.
Oh, train!
No! Sheree was not so impressed.
Dan pushed everyone's buttons last night in one form or another.
You call it help, not train.
It's like you train, educate,
Well, there's a lot
learn.
of things that we can say that mean different from what we mean.
So to top Mike's score of 29, Dan's got to win over a very tough crowd.
I think Dan might have made a rod for his own back.
And now the tables are going to turn and everyone is going to be brutally honest with him as he has been with everyone else.
Right then, Dan, what's the plan?
My menu says about me probably that probably a little bit chaotic, probably because there's no theme to it. It sort of goes from one place to another to another. So I think tonight I'm struggling to think of how I'm going to explain why it's a bit mixed like that.
First on Dan's mixed-up menu is his starter, turkey and kale soup with a sesame fat bomb.
What's a fat bomb?
Ew.
Is he literally going to pick up a ball of lard and throw it at my soup?
Surely not.
It's a lump of fat.
Oh. Dan rolls his lumps of fat in sesame seeds.
Doesn't look very appetising though, does it?
Nope.
They're going to go, well, I never thought in my life I was going to enjoy that. They're going to love it.
Fingers crossed. The fat bombs will be detonated into the turkey and kale soup tonight.
Turkey, normally really associate that just with Christmas, really, or occasionally in a sandwich in my son's packed lunch.
Who wants cheese and pickle when you could have this, eh?
And this is everyone's favourite, kale.
Kale again, that's normally something I would feed my tortoise at home.
Big soup fan, is he? Dan adds homemade turkey stock, spices.
And everyone's favourite, chilli.
Hang on, I thought kale was everyone's favourite.
Well, is it everyone's favourite?
It's definitely not mine. Veggie Sheree is getting a separate soup, made with a meat substitute and stock from a cube.
As long as it's a nice thick soup, not watery, so that I don't feel like I'm just tasting kale squash.
Ooh, what's it like?
Not as nice as the other one.
Unlucky Sheree. Finally, Dan knocks up a dough and puts it into a bread maker.
Nothing to do.
Well, there are 2 more courses, you know. Next up, the main help me out, please, Dan.
Fagadella.
Excuse me.
Fricadella? Fricadella?
Fagadella.
Hey?
Fricadella?
Fagadella.
I mean, I need to go home and look that up in the dictionary.
Come on, Dan, tell us.
So in Danish, they pronounce it Fagadella.
Ah, I get it now. Dan's main is fagadella with roast potatoes and green beans you've never seen. Still don't know what it is, though.
He will have to explain himself.
So the fagadella is basically like a minced pork, finely chopped onions and seasoning.
You could have just said meatballs. He chops onions and gets his pork mince out. Where's it from?
So that's come from a local butcher's in Stroud. Cotswold, fresh pork.
It's from a supermarket, isn't it?
Could be.
Cheeky. He mushes into balls and fries one as a test.
Not bad.
Glad to hear it. The rest will be cooked later. Sheree's getting meatless balls made with mushrooms, garlic, onions and a meat substitute.
I hope there's a lot of flavour packed into that because it sounds simple.
Sheree will love this. Sheree will.
Sheree might not. Dan fries Sheree's veggie balls to reheat later. On to his green beans you've never seen.
So does that mean that there isn't green beans?
No, there is.
I hope I can see them.
They're wearing jackets and coats.
That would be silly. Hang on, those are beans, I've seen them.
These are the beans you've never seen. That's probably why you didn't recognise them.
Oh.
There you go, they're hiding again.
OK, what's with the name?
It doesn't sound very exciting when you say green beans, avocados and spring onions.
Well, no, it doesn't. He mushes them together to mix with the beans later.
Just put the cling film down to get the air out of that, otherwise you get it brown. You don't want brown beans you've never seen, do you? I don't think that's going to get me any points.
Not sure your green ones will either. Last up, dessert. Chocolate cake with Cotswold ice cream.
Chocolate cake, delicious.
I'm a rubbish baker, so if he pulls off a good chocolate cake, then fair play.
Making a cake or making a mistake, who knows?
I'd aim for the cake if I were you.
OK, this is a bit like the cement mix a bit, because you just have to mix the dry ingredients before the wet.
Good start.
Cakes are not my thing, so...
Right, wet stuff meet dry stuff.
Doesn't look very appetising, does it?
I've seen better.
Nothing I'd want to eat, anyway.
And it's into the oven to bake.
Hey, anything chocolate's fine with me.
How they doing?
Yep, done.
He finishes by layering them up with cream cheese icing.
Oh, we're cementing that back in there.
You're not laying a patio.
I told you cakes weren't my thing.
He finishes by troweling on yet more cream. And?
Not quite what I'm looking for.
What's up?
Don't think it was in the oven long enough.
It's a bit late now.
We can cut it thinly and put more ice cream on it. Should be all right.
Good plan. Let's make sure your ice cream's up to scratch then.
It would be really a bit disappointing if he's bought it and not made it.
Oh, he's making it all right. Well, his machine is anyway.
There's only one problem. If I eat ice cream, that is torture for a Chloe. My teeth hurt.
Looks like that's ready.
That's damn good.
And that's the prep done.
Well, I prepared my food as much as I can, and now it's time for me to go and prepare to face my guests.
Jolly good. What is tonight's dress code anyway?
Yeah, so great British summertime. Well, I'll leave the sombrero at home.
I would have assumed that British summertime was, you know, ladies in pretty dresses and strawberries and cream.
Not a Hawaiian shirt then.
Well, it's time to face my fears.
It's only a dinner party. First in and making a splash, it's Sheree.
Thank you very much. Look
How
at
you
you.
doing?
I think that's taking it one step too far.
Well, this is what I do in my British summertime.
You might need it for the drink that you're going to spill down yourself. no?
Probably.
Next to enter centre court,
She's in.
She's out.
it's Holly.
Hawaiian, own personal paddling pool. Loving it.
Yeah.
I'm thinking more of a cat toilet or something.
Dan has been ruder than I expected considering he's the host and should be being very nice to his guests.
Dan went for the Hawaiian. I think Sheree won, though. I mean, she came as a walking paddling pool. I mean, genius.
And riding on the crest of a wave, it's the one to beat, Mike.
Loving it, loving it.
Right, we get some typical English summer drinks. Got gin.
I'll have the gin, if that's all right.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, you're a gent. Thanks very much.
Finally, It's Chloe. Classic British optimism.
Good evening. I've come prepared for absolutely everything.
So, Chloe, I feel like you've been looking forward to this evening.
Oh, just a little bit.
Sounds like you've got an agenda.
You set the standard, dear. Now you've got to live up to it.
I think I deserve what I get probably tonight, and I think actually I'm just going to relax and take it off there. Above all else, I think I'm really looking forward to actually sharing this evening with you. I'm a little bit apprehensive.
Is that why you haven't offered Chloe a drink yet? Oh!
You are so rude and obnoxious.
Dan, what I felt was out of nowhere, called me, I think it was obnoxious, rude. But the fact that it's his night hosting, very risky game to play.
Let's have a good evening.
Absolutely.
Cheers.
Your very good health.
Cheers!
Coming up, a peeved poet.
Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? That went down like the proverbial lead inflatable.
And career confessions.
I used to work for a timeshare resort. You go, come play Lucky Tree. Lucky for you, lucky for me. Come play Lucky Tree.
I wouldn't have bought a timeshare from him, not in a million years.
It's the fourth night in Gloucestershire and the turn of landscape gardener come king of critique Dan, who's hoping to grab the grand by hosting in this luxurious Cotswold crib.
Obviously, for me to win this competition, I really need to get the whole table around me tonight, so I'm probably going to have to try and build a few bridges if I haven't burnt them already.
I've been called obnoxious and rude by my host.
Perhaps not the best start.
He's throwing it at me, I will be firing it right
Right
back
back
at
at
him.
you.
100%.
If he deserves it, he will be roasted.
He'll get what he deserves.
Exactly so.
No pressure, Dan. Perhaps your starter can charm them.
So we got the fat bombs here.
Don't set them off too soon. Soups are reheated and ready to be deployed.
Now it's time to drop the bomb.
And on that bombshell, here it is. Turkey and kale soup for the meat eaters. And a veggie version for Sheree.
So what we have here is a turkey and kale soup, Asian-inspired, but I've actually made the stock myself. Not yours, unfortunately, I'm sorry.
Uh-oh.
So I would like all of you to enjoy that. If you don't, please let me know.
We will.
It's something like... you put the fat bomb in the soup and it should melt across the top there.
Ooh. I'm not sure I like the look of that. I'm going to have to trust you, aren't I?
I just wonder whether that was truly her feedback and whether she really gave it chance or whether she was merely taking an opportunity to seek some revenge based on Dan's critique from previous evenings.
I think she didn't mind the look of it. I think she just wanted to wind me up a little bit.
My bomb's going off. It is, definitely. The fat bombs was just fat, but actually it was delicious.
Honestly, when I read the words fat bomb, I thought you were talking about me.
So I must admit, I cheated about one thing on here. So the bread is homemade, but I use a machine to knead it for me.
I actually make a lot of bread at home, but I do it by hand. So I've got to disagree on that one.
I don't care whether Dan used a bread maker or a steamroller. He baked bread for us and it came out beautifully.
There's a first. Chloe sticking up for Dan.
I can't actually believe that Dan claimed he made his own bread and then fessed up that it was put in a bread maker.
If she's got enough time to make bread by hand all the time, cool. But I haven't really. How is it for a vegetarian option?
You didn't make the stock for mine.
No.
So what was the reasoning behind that?
Basically time, I'll be honest with you.
Maybe that's something that you might want to try in the future?
I think probably on hindsight, if I could, I probably should.
That's where most of the flavour is. So actually, I don't know how much of that flavour he can really take ownership of. But would you not question that this is perhaps more of a broth than a soup?
I think Sheree has started to increase her level of critique.
Just a bit.
Oh, it's a very good start. Be proud of yourself.
OK, thank you.
The first course, that soup or broth, was spot on, delicious.
If that was my starter, I'd have been really, really proud.
And food's not the only thing Dan's got to be proud of.
One of my first jobs is now outlawed. And I might ask you to try and guess, someone who'd not long left school and went abroad, what sort of job do people do that annoys people?
Pyramid selling. You went to Egypt.
Unfortunately for you, you might not remember that it was actually a job. because it actually got banned, I think, about 10 years ago by the EU. I used to work for a timeshare resort.
Oh, timeshare, of course. Yeah, yeah. Oh, wow.
Yes, I'm very aware that I'm the youngest around the table. Thank you for pointing that out. Yes, I know what a timeshare is.
We used to stack all our cards in the trees and get people to come and pick themselves. You go, lucky tree, come play, lucky tree. Lucky for you, lucky for me, come play, lucky tree. And we got more people going to pick up stuff than anybody, to be honest with you.
I wouldn't have bought a timeshare from him, not in a million years. Never.
I used to be a burlesque dancer.
Oh, my goodness. Tell us more.
Fabulous. You would have been amazing.
Thank you. I think I probably got a bit of a better reaction with my ex-dancer experience than Dan did with his timeshare. I think I stole his thunder a little bit there.
Oh, those tassels.
Moving on.
My starter, I think it actually went better than I thought it was going to go. My feeling is that everyone pretty much enjoyed that.
Great. On to the main then. He fries his meatballs and mixes his avocado mush with his beans to create...
Green beans you've never seen. They may not want to see him again after.
Never mind the beans. I'd keep an eye on your sauce, Dan.
Right, we're getting close to
Dad!
finishing, yeah. Oh, bloody hell. Turn my back. Hopefully it's not a problem that they've been waiting a little while.
Yeah, I'd get a move on, though, if I were you. How are your roasties doing? Steady. It's a good save. Onto the plate they go, along with the veg. Oh, one of those spuds looks a bit charred. Yeah, good idea. That sauce will disguise it.
I know my guests have been waiting a bit too long, but now it's time to show them what this is all about.
Et voila! 45 minutes later, it's Dan's main. Danish meatballs for the meat eaters and meatless balls for Sheree, served with roast potatoes, red cabbage and green beans you've never seen.
My apologies, everyone, for keeping you waiting. Please enjoy.
Brilliant, thank you.
What sort of kept that weight up? Like, what was it for you that maybe slowed it down a bit?
As you can see, there's quite a few hot components to the meal.
Good things come to those who wait, and I'm not sure it was quite good enough to reflect the wait.
My potatoes are pretty black.
When I make roast potatoes at home, they're a hell of a lot better than that, to be honest with you. I'd say legendary. These are okay.
They were cremated. They were absolutely cremated. He made it very clear tonight those roast potatoes were his babies, and they didn't go to plan.
If you say, I'm brilliant at roast potatoes, your roast potatoes are going to fail. And they did tonight.
Just didn't come out how they should do. The flavour wasn't there, nor the texture.
Meatballs are seriously salty.
Yes, I would have to agree with you there.
OK, you had an accident with the salt cellar. But, I mean, the layout of this is agricultural. The food looked plopped on.
Agricultural. She does come out with some good one-liners.
Talk me through the beans again. Green beans, avocado.
And spring onions.
Well, I think that's rather good.
The thing with the green beans was I wanted to introduce you to something maybe you never even tried before.
The green beans you've never seen, they're actually these green sticks in a pale green mush.
I would put it into the category of being unremarkable.
The meal didn't go quite to plan, but I still think I'm in with a chance of winning.
Time to get your night back on track.
I brought what I hope will be a little cultural treat. There is nothing more British than William Shakespeare.
Or maybe not.
I'm going to read you the Summertime Sonnet. Shall I compare thee to a summer's day? Thou art more lovely and more temperate. Rough winds do shake the darling buds of May, and summer's lease hath all too short a date.
His face when Chloe started reading from that book, he wasn't happy.
And this gives life to thee.
Thank you.
Oh, well, I just thought I'd
Yeah, well, thank you.
up the cultural content. I wish I'd never thought of doing that sonnet. That went down like the proverbial lead inflatable. Their faces.
Oh, Chloe and the storytelling. But it was Dan's night.
I don't mind the sonnet, but I suppose... No, and I appreciate her thought, actually. I think she's really tried to make an effort tonight, Chloe.
Time for that underdone cake.
I'm not quite happy with it. I wanted it to be a bit lighter than that, so I'm going to try and cover that up. Didn't quite go to plan. It's a little bit too sticky, probably.
Never mind. Maybe your ice cream can help disguise it.
I'm hoping my dessert will give me the points I'm after.
The final course of the night is chocolate cake with Cotswold ice cream.
So please, tuck in.
Thank you.
I love chocolate, and this is a delicious chocolate cake.
Thank you very much.
If there were more of it, I'd eat that too.
There is more.
Happy days.
I would definitely have seconds.
Yeah, I would.
You've hit it with the not too sweet. That's great. Unfortunately, eating ice cream is a torment for me. This is hurting me.
Do you have an ice cream maker?
Yeah, got quite a simple one that you just put in the freezer. A bit like the bread maker, yeah. It gets the right texture. So I think for me, it's about the flavour mostly.
Like you say, it's kind of like the bread thing for me. Homemade, but in a machine. Taste the chocolate cake, great.
The taste is right, but the texture's wrong.
Yeah.
I'd change the subject.
Actually, me and my partner, we actually have a weekly relationship review.
I beg your pardon?
I need that with you after this week.
So it's very simple, 3 simple questions. It's, how do you feel the week has been? What do you think would have made it better? And what would you like to see happening next week? And on that note, I think it'd be apt, and I'd like to ask the table here, how's your week been?
How has your week been, though, Dan?
My week was great until today. She was on the other foot, and I can see it from the other side, and I've seen what you guys have gone through.
How the tables have turned. Time to hit the road.
I was hoping for good things from the dessert. I got slimy and tasteless.
I really enjoyed it. Definitely picked up from the main course.
Judging from sort of feedback I've got, yes, there's a few points there, but I think, yeah, I'm on for a winning night.
Great starter, great pudding. Didn't enjoy the main course as much, and we lost him a bit. So for that reason, I'm giving Dan an 8.
I'm afraid I think his food let him down, so I can only give Dan 6.
The food wasn't as amazing as I thought it might be. The hosting, for me, was relatively unremarkable. And with that in mind, I'm going to score Dan a 6.
I'm going to score Dan a 6.
So, Dan's not-so-great evening scores a not-so-great 26, putting him joint second with Sheree.
Hello!
On today's show, ghostly goings-on.
Did you see that? I'm so stressed out cooking in a completely new kitchen.
Nonsensical noises.
I think she likes to entertain us.
And costume cop-outs.
I did have quite a grand sort of headdress of a dragon. It's still in my bag. I sort of chickened out at the last minute.
I absolutely hate wearing fancy dress, and there he is, hiding in his man bag. I don't think that's fair.
As 5 strangers clash for £1,000 in cash.
The dragon doesn't come out very often, but it's pretty effective when it does.
This week we're in Gloucestershire, home to Gloucester Cathedral, and its massive window is one of the biggest in the world and the size of a tennis court. Smashing! Sorry!
I do my hair.
And hoping to rally some success this week is our first host, Sheree.
I think people's first impressions of me normally are that I'm a bit of a princess because I like to dress up and, you know, wave my hair about kind of thing.
But this is one princess who's not used to hosting fancy functions.
I've never done dinner parties before. I think the maximum amount of people I've cooked for is 3 on a good day. It will be a really fun experience, bit daunting, but I'm excited to give it a go.
And what better venue to host your inaugural royal banquet than this regal rural residence? Home to all of this week's dinner parties. Splendid!
Ah, this is so gorgeous. Oh my gosh, that oven looks complicated. I'm so stressed out cooking in a completely new kitchen. Okay. Because of the fact that I've never even hosted a dinner party, let alone been to one before, I think that if anything, hopefully they'll take pity on me. I feel like I'm gonna struggle. Oh God.
Let's just get cooking, shall we? Sheree's kicking off with her main course, mushroom and spinach stuffed roast beef with Yorkshire puddings.
Mushroom and spinach?
Meet guest number 2, professional storyteller Chloe and her feline sidekick, Koshka the cat.
The green and white of her gown and shirt, what I do is verbal jazz. Story cabaret. This is grown-up stuff. This is fairy tales for adults. And the brown of her hair and her cloak lifted and swirled and changed. The very last thing that anyone could describe me as is a wallflower. I am a show-off, but I hope that there's some thinking going on as well. I take over Chloe's mind and I make her mouth move, so she is my interpreter. She is not ventriloquist.
Well, I'm glad we've cleared that up. Back in the kitchen, vegetarian Sheree is stepping into the unknown.
I am the vegetarian, so I don't really ever cook it. I have some, emergency meat sausages in the freezer for the other half, and that's it. I don't ever cook meat, really.
Set for success, then.
Lots of things can go wrong. Overcooked, chewy beef. So, yeah, it'd be really interesting to see how this one works.
Indeed. Third up this week is equestrian events organiser Holly, who's pretty well connected, don't you know?
Good boy. So one of the horse trials I was involved in was Gatcombe Park, which is Princess Anne's house. I work for Peter, her son, and obviously Zara, who's one of my friends. She competes there too.
Oh!
Come on. Come on.
People often suggest I have a posh accent. I don't think I have got a posh accent. I know people way posher than me.
Well, the Queen for one.
Oh, it feels like a human body. Oh, I don't like it. Oh, it's so meaty.
Well, that's the funny thing about meat.
That is grim. How the elder people do that.
Sheree stuffs the meaty beef with a mushroom and spinach mix.
I'm starting to regret this.
You can do it. Beef neatly bound, it'll be roasted later. On to the Yorkshire puddings.
I'm not sure it's something I would serve, but hey, it sounds great.
Fourth up is estate agent and family man Mike.
I'm very much somebody who likes to be around other people. I struggle to sit down for very long. I like to be out and about. So I suppose in terms of how that looks as a personality, I don't know. What do you think?
A fidget?
My ideal dinner party is the sort where I could take my own pair of slippers and really feel at home there.
Oh, please don't do that. Back with Sheree, who's expertly whipped up a Yorkshire pud batter, but now needs to master the high-tech oven.
You can shout open and it does stuff. Open.
Yeah, I'm not sure it's that high-tech.
Open the door. It definitely says that somewhere.
It definitely doesn't. Still getting the knack of those pesky doors, eh?
Did you see that?
Yes, I did. But have you seen that?
Oh, God. I think the oil's leaked. There's holes. There's holes in the bottom of the tray.
Oh, dear. Is there a plan B?
Our backup plan for my Yorkshires, the one thing that I was confident in today, is to do a couple of little ones, a couple of big ones, and hope for the best.
That's the spirit.
That's the sizzle that I wanted. This one.
More of a sozzle.
That is not going to go to plan.
Time will tell.
So it's very difficult to know whether this is good competition for me. It really comes down to how they pull it off. Is it really tasty? Does it look good? Have they put the effort in?
Our final guest is landscape gardener Dan.
So my mission for the week is to have enough energy to endure a group of people I don't know very well without going mad. I'm not really a people person. I'm more of a hermit that cooks extra to share.
This'll be fun.
I am opinionated about everything. I don't always think that I'm always right. I just happen to be right.
Time to check on those Yorkshires.
I mean, considering this really was not my first plan for my Yorkshire puds, I think I've done all right, yeah, I've got away with it.
Not sure you have. Either way, on to the starter. Beetroot, red onion and feta tart-tatin.
That could be very tasty.
I think it'll be really interesting to see with regards to the tart, whether they make their own pastry. I think that'll be really, really interesting.
Prepare to be interested, Mike, as she only ruddy well is. How's your rough puff?
I'm actually getting knackered. I've got no puff left for my puffs.
She huffs and puffs to form a dough. Then it's into chill and onto the filling.
Dragon's blood.
Looks like beetroot to me.
I don't know if you can get beetroot to taste perfectly good on there because it can be a bit funny sometimes, beetroot, but I imagine the colour's quite impressive.
The beetroot mix is sautéed with sugar and herbs, and it's back to the rough puff.
This is my very professional pastry cutter.
Ingenious. Her pastry circles go in for a bake.
Puff, puff. I think they call it a rough puff so that you can get away with it if it's not puffy.
That's what you hope. Definitely more rough than puff.
I might have to do some trimming because some bits are definitely burnt. But overall, I think, yeah, I'm okay.
Starter done. It's on to pud. Vanilla soufflé with passion fruit coulis and a caramel crisp.
Yum. Literally, yum.
Not sure if caramel crisp goes with passion fruit though, but I'm open. Let's try it.
That sounds really, really good. Be interesting to see whether the soufflés stay risen.
Don't worry, I'm sure Sheree's well prepared.
I've practiced this once with my mother-in-law-to-be, so actually I've only practiced half of it.
Well, that's excellent.
Well, it is gross, isn't it? It's like snot. It's like ogre snot. That's what egg white is.
Sugar is added to the ogre's snot, then whisked with hot milk to make a custard.
Got this. I have got this.
She adds a dash of vanilla.
I think I am nearly there. Like, it's getting gloopy. Are there any grandmothers around available to judge my custard?
Nope. The soufflés will be baked later, so that's the prep done. But Sheree's got one more surprise up her sleeve.
So my theme for tonight is an enchanted forest. I love anything fantasy, and all the guests, hopefully, will be coming dressed as mythical creatures. I myself am an elf.
Not yet, you're not. Go and get your elf changed. You see what I did there?
Now, that couldn't be more up my alley if it tried.
That scares me slightly. I'm a bit scared of forests.
Bit apprehensive about the fancy dress that I might be expected to be doing.
I am ready to enchant my guests.
Nice ears. First in, it's Mike. Nice to see you've made an effort, fella.
Hello.
Hi there, how are you?
How you doing? I'm very well. I'm Mike.
I'm Sheree.
Sheree, nice to see you.
You didn't make any effort with the fancy dress. And that to me is like, oh, do you take yourself a bit seriously? Are you going to throw yourself in?
But what a stunning house.
It's absolutely amazing.
Have you had a good old look round whilst you've been here?
Yeah, I've had a good nose. It's been lush, to be fair.
Next in is professional storyteller Chloe, who's come as a lord.
Hello!
Hello, pointy ears.
Come on through. I'm Sheree. Howdy.
Beam her up.
Live long and prosper.
Live long and prosper, my friend. I think that's just her normal get-up, but I think that makes me like her more. I mean, she's absolutely mental, but like in the best way possible.
Making strides, it's antisocial Dan, I think.
Hi! I'm Sheree. This is... Do you prefer Dan or Daniel?
Either or, no problem.
Hello, Dan. Lovely to see you. You look magnificent.
Thank you very much.
You put me to shame. You look really super.
Yeah, you chickened out,
I
dear.
did chicken out at the last minute.
Cantering in to join the party, it's Holly. Who's your mate?
Hello! I am very excited to introduce Holly.
Nay, I'm thrice nay.
Steady.
Holly just made me giggle with that unicorn thing.
It was always going to be a unicorn for me. My love of the four-legged horse/unicorn, which is real. Yeah, that's all I'm about.
Thank you, everyone, for putting in the effort and turning up for starters.
Coming up, creature confessions.
Well, they already call me the dragon woman.
I wouldn't say that she seems like a dragon to me. I'd say unless she's quite an old dragon, but...
And crushing critique.
I'm quite disappointed with them.
The Yorkshire, the dessert now needs to make them feel like they're finishing on that positive note. And I need to finish on that positive note.
It's the first night in Gloucestershire.
Cheers.
Where dinner party novice Sheree is the first of the week's hosts to try and win a grand in this glorious gaff. Time for the starter. Going well?
I was going to put rocket in it, but I've lost it. I feel like it needs a bit of greenery.
That'll have to do.
You can tell I'm concentrating when I do this.
Well, it suits you.
Let the magic begin.
Abracadabra. And there we have it, beetroot, red onion and feta tarte tatin.
One of my concerns was whether you can be able to pull it off, because sometimes it can have a funny flavour. And that vinegar sort of background tastes quite nice with it.
Okay, great, thank you.
I liked the starter. I thought it was good, to be fair.
Good.
Yeah, that's really boring. A bit better adjective than that, isn't it? Then there's got to be one.
Delicious, yummy, scrumptious.
Pastry is a rough puff. I say rough puff because I decided that if it didn't go so puffy, then it was rough. So...
I love it. My pastry was a bit crispy, if I'm going to be so bold.
I'm being quiet because I'm enjoying eating it.
Oh, don't you make me cry, and it's only the first course.
It's a great start.
It was messy, the flavours got muddled and muddy, and the pastry was a little bit of a disaster.
Not such a great start.
So tell us more about your theme. Have you got an affiliation with mythical creatures?
So I love anything fantasy. If I had that sort of magic carpet that could take me away somewhere, it would be anywhere that is not Earth.
Our host, Sheree, she's really, really good as a host.
The host for the evening, quite nice, likeable.
The host? Don't you remember her name? Go on, have a guess.
No, I've got no idea.
Unacceptable, Dan.
What would you be if you were any mythical creature?
Well, they already call me the Dragon Woman.
Why do they call you the Dragon Woman?
With this voice and my attitude. The dragon doesn't come out very often, but it's pretty effective when it does.
Scary. Hey.
Chloe definitely hit the nail on the head, I think, with her mythical creature being a dragon, but at least she said it and not me.
I wouldn't say that she seems like a dragon to me. I'd say she's, well, unless she's quite an old dragon, but...
Dan?
What about you, Dan? What would you be?
If it's mythical, probably a magician, probably, no, like
Great.
a warlock or something like that. It was
Yeah.
probably some way you can control and bend the universe and make things happen from your own thoughts.
I love that. Dan's a bit of a dark horse to some extent, because he was very up for the dressing up, and I felt like he did talk very seriously about his mythical creature, which I 100% respect. What about you, Mike?
Would you say, is the male of a mermaid a merman?
Great choice. Why?
Well, it's quite nice under there, isn't it? We don't spend enough time under there anyway, do we?
Under there?
No, under the sea. Merman or merman?
Merman? Merman?
Merman.
I would say merman.
Noted.
Well, we have a tortoise at home, and the breed is a Herman tortoise, and his name is actually Herman. So I just had that in my head, and I was just sort of thinking Herman, merman, it just seemed to make sense at the time.
Perfectly understandable. Thanks for explaining.
Everyone seemed very happy with it, so I feel like either at least someone's lying,
I'm saying nothing.
or it genuinely went okay.
Roast beef time.
Definitely over.
Ah, how about those Yorkies?
Oh,
Steady, steady. Oopsie.
oh no. Oh no.
Well, there it is. Veggie Sheree's first ever roast beef. Fresh from a 1970s carvery.
Thank you. First thoughts is you haven't got any beef on your plate.
That's a very good observation. I am the vegetarian of the table. I chose to do beef for you folks, mainly because I think I wanted to challenge myself a little bit.
It's very brave to cook beef if you're a vegetarian.
I thought it was absolutely extraordinary that a vegetarian would cook meat. I don't think I've ever experienced that before.
Now you're living.
This is my very first dinner party.
Really?
Yeah. I've never actually attended a dinner party.
Wow. I raise my glass to you because I think that is hugely courageous.
Well, thank you. Thank you. How is it, folks?
Probably a little bit overdone for me. I'd go for rare, more medium rare beef.
I think I agree with Dan, but your vegetables, I love your carrots. They are divine.
I'm quite disappointed with them.
The Yorkshire. Me too. Me too.
I don't think the cooking is going to worry me as a challenge in the competition.
Main wasn't so great, but it also was exactly as I expected. I went in knowing that the beef was a bit overdone, knowing the Yorkshires weren't great, but also thinking that the red wine gravy would swing it a bit. And I think, from their reactions, that's sort of what happened.
Yeah, sort of.
I'm very intrigued to see what everyone has come as today.
Yes, thank you, Sheree, for bringing that to everybody's attention. There is a bit of a story behind that, and I did have quite a grand sort of headdress of a dragon. It's still in my bag. I sort of chickened out at the last minute. What I do promise to do is, subject to there being any further fancy dress later on in the week, I will definitely redeem myself.
We'll hold you to that. I absolutely hate wearing fancy dress, and there he is, hiding his in his man bag. I don't think that's fair.
Time for a round of charades, an enchanted and mythical creatures version.
This game I have named as Sheree's Mythical Sounds. Aim of the game is sounds only.
Pingu in a chimney. Big knickers on a washing line.
Little people. She is a natural performer, and I think she likes to entertain us.
I'm not afraid of making a prat of myself. You know, I've done it for more than 20 years.
Is it the noise of the wind through the forest?
Yes!
Oh, well done!
Because you guessed it, that means you're next, my friend. Eating, nibbling.
What about if you were searching for something to eat in the
Oh,
forest?
snuffling.
What would you be doing? You'd be...
Foraging!
Yes,
Yeah!
exactly that. Well done.
The game wasn't really what it said it was. It's supposed to be animals and forest, and it was things and doing, which is very difficult because most things don't have a noise to them, do they?
If I was to have to do it again, actually, I don't think I'd do it any differently, but I'm not sure it would have been any better.
He could have gone, woo, mmm, mmm. You know, the sounds of anticipation of something good to eat.
They can't all be pros like you, Chloe.
The dessert now needs to come in and just take over and make them feel like, you know, they're finishing on that positive note. And I need to finish on that positive note.
To make her tricky soufflés, Sheree adds egg whites to her custard.
Like the level of concentration in my brain, I can't even look up.
Go on, I dare you.
This is just...
Looking good so far.
Would you rise? I'm going to conjure up all my elves and my gnomes, and they're going to whisper away to me and tell me when my soufflé is rising and hope for the best.
Ooh.
Magic fairies could not have done any better. I'm so happy. Time for a bit of magic.
And there we are. Vanilla soufflé with passion fruit coulis, a caramel crisp, and a little bit of fairy dust.
It's just lovely and light.
Good. I'm glad that it's light. That was my main objective. How's the flavour side of things?
I'm not really getting vanilla.
More vanilla.
I don't think I've ever had a soufflé before. Not sure I really love them, but I like custard. It's a bit like a custard.
Yeah. More importantly, what do you think of the fairy dust?
Well, my dear, as I've said all my life, it don't mean a thing if it ain't got that bling.
Time to hit the road.
I'm afraid the dessert failed, as far as I was concerned. There was no flavour.
I'm not quite sure what it was on the top, but it tasted nice. It was sweet, it was sugar, so it was what it was, really.
I feel a bit buzzing right now. I think food-wise, I couldn't have done much better. Everything overall, I'm happy, yeah.
I'm scoring Sheree 6.
Tonight, I'm giving Sheree a 7.
Tonight, I'm going to give Sheree a 7.
So tonight, I'm giving Charisse a 6. What's her name? Really, what is her name?
Sheree's magical evening has ended not so happily ever after, with a very average 26 out of 40.
Hey, Ollie.
On today's show, nobbled nuts.
I think we're all going to be eating mess rather than eaten mess.
Pretend pets.
This is Kushka. She is a Russian blue.
I mean, seriously, it's a fluffy cat with her hand up its backside.
And a distraught diner.
It is very spicy, so please don't be offended if I don't manage to finish it.
I won't be a bit offended.
It just blew my head off, and the flatbread, I think I could have frisbeed it.
As 5 culinarians compete for a cloche of cash.
I want prawns!
It's the 3rd day in Gloucestershire, home to one of the rarest breeds of cattle. The Gloucester cow, whose milk is the only source for single Gloucester cheese. Who moo? Sorry. And hoping to raise the stakes tonight is estate agent Mike, who, like every host this week, is cooking in this charming Cotswold crib.
God, I'd love to have a place like this on the market. What a stunning south-facing garden. To be honest, on my night, I want everyone to just be themselves. That's why we're not going with a theme or anything like that, because I'm really not worried, and if people want to be more outspoken, that's fine. And if people don't want to say much, but hopefully they'll just enjoy the food, but that's fine too.
Got that, everyone?
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Mike's dislike for themes was out in force on first host Sheree's Enchanted Forest evening. Party pooper.
You didn't make any effort with the fancy dress. And that, to me, is like, oh, do you take yourself a bit seriously?
And despite some foodie faux pas,
Probably a little bit overdone for me. I'd go for rare, more medium rare beef.
Sheree's still confident about her chances.
So far, I think I can still win. At the moment. After Chloe's night last night, I think I'm still in for the run-in.
1 lemon or 2, maybe 1.5.
The Chloe in question is last night's host, who showed off her professional storytelling skills.
I am Agent Green, the dragon whisperer. And then there was the highwayman's cry. Stand and deliver!
But it definitely wasn't happily ever after when it came to the dining.
Spice-wise, I think my yoghurt and cucumber will definitely be gone. But
Is it balancing it out all right? It was a total disaster. I forgot to bring the couscous, which should have gone with the vegetarian chili. Anything that could go wrong did go wrong. I've lost my black and white tea towel. I think I'm way down the bottom of the list on this competition.
Correct, as it's Sheree who's currently topping the table with 26 points. Chloe also faced the criticism of discerning diner Dan.
That was probably a little bit too simple for an eating competition, I would say. Probably needed to be a little bit more complex.
Well, then put a cork in it.
I wasn't very critical of food last night. I felt I was quite reserved, actually. I felt like I could say quite a bit more.
And final night's host Holly can sense some tension in the air.
I did notice last night a little bit of a clash between Dan and Chloe. I'm not sure if that's going to develop. We'll see.
So Mike's got a lot on his plate tonight if he wants to try and meet Dan's high standards.
I think Dan will be my biggest critic tonight, and I'll be interested to hear his feedback.
Mike's going to be one of my key competitors. I've got a feeling he's going to produce something tasty, but I also think he's going to produce something that might ostracise people.
Let's see, shall we? Mike is kicking off with his starter, croquetas españolas with truffle aioli.
Aioli. It's got to be Spanish.
Right.
Mexican.
Wrong.
But españolas, that would mean with probably peppers?
No.
Croquetas. Croquettes.
Well done.
The Spanish very much use croquettes, I understand, to use up the leftovers in the fridge, so they have a real varying amount of fillings within them.
No leftovers today, though. Mike's using only the finest of fillings. Oh, hello, who's this?
This is somebody we speak very fondly at home of. This is what we call the little lady. She grates on me at times, but we tend to get on well most of the time.
Sounds like a marriage made in heaven.
I'm just going to go down here like this and just get...
You're slightly suffocating her, Mike.
Yeah, sorry, love.
Cheese grated, he moves on to the bechamel sauce for his croquettes.
We want to get that flour taste just cooked out of there, really. Otherwise, it's a bit like... You know what I mean?
A bit.
Well, it's like having a cement mixer in your mouth, really.
And nobody wants that. The cheesy white sauce gets divided into two, with mushrooms added to Sheree's veggie version, whilst the meat eaters get some bonus bacon.
OK.
The mix mix gets piped out and will be chopped into croquettes and deep-fried later tonight. On to the truffle aioli.
I love truffle and I love alioli, which is garlic, so very happy.
I can't imagine him having it too garlicky. I think it's going to be a subtle garlic.
Can a whole head of garlic be classed as subtle?
That squeeze, that is just what dreams are made of.
The dreamy garlic gets mixed with shop-bought mayo, a drizzle of truffle oil, and it's done. Up next, the main. And for vegetarian Sheree, it's jerk jackfruit.
With the jerk, it's potential for not being strong enough or being very overbearing.
You mean very spicy? Mike's using only the freshest jackfruit, straight from the can.
Obviously, this isn't the way that the jackfruit is grown in a can, but I think it's the only way you can sort of get hold of it in this country.
Let's have a gander, shall we?
Oh, it looks like something from another planet.
How promising.
I really hope Sheree's going to like this on the basis that
She's got nothing else?
she's got nothing else. Yeah.
Lucky old Sheree. The delicious jackfruit goes into fried onions before stock and sugar join the party.
I feel a bit more under pressure to get this right, particularly when I'm in the knowledge that I'm cooking something spicy for somebody who doesn't like spicy food.
Maybe don't add too much spice then?
I think any more than that, it's going to blow her head off.
Jackfruit suitably jerked, it'll be reheated later. For the rest of the table, Mike's making slow-roasted shoulder of lamb with chimichurri, coleslaw and flatbreads.
Wow, that's quite a lot going on.
Now that's right up my story, alley.
I don't know if I can remember what chimichurri is. I thought it was a song.
No, that's chimney. And Mike isn't using just any old meat for his main, oh no.
This lamb was literally born in a field next door to Cheltenham Racecourse, so really, really local to me.
And it's out of the stalls and into the shoulder of lamb for olive oil, closely followed by rosemary and thyme. But wait a minute, here's lemon coming up the back straight, but it's garlic that takes it by a nose. The French will be pleased with that.
It's got summer written all over it, hasn't it?
Where? Finally, into the oven it goes to slow roast till tonight. He knocks up some chimichurri and coleslaw, then moves on to yet another side dish. Flatbreads.
I think flatbreads are quite easy to make, so it would be sad if he didn't put that effort in.
This is the 5th thing made from scratch as part of our main course, and I really hope the guests appreciate the work that's gone in, especially Dan.
Flatbreads heated through, that's the main done. On to dessert. Amaretti eaten mess.
I think it's a bit of a cop-out, maybe, an eaten mess. I'm pretty sure that's the one where you just shove a load of stuff in a jar, sort of thing.
He's going for a tasty menu, but playing it quite safe.
Mike starts by tapping his homemade meringues.
If you give it a little tap like that, and that's really how it should sound, because it just means that it's not going to be too gooey and gummy in the middle.
The meringues get crumbled into cream, then it's all layered up with fruit and bickies. Oh, whoopsie.
I think we're all going to be eating mess rather than eaten mess.
I see what you did there, Mike. Prep's done, but it's not just presentation that he has to be concerned about.
After Chloe took a bit of harsh criticism last night, she might come out with the gloves off, perhaps, today.
It's what else she might have on her hand that worries me.
I really hope Mike has made enough food for tonight, because I'm actually bringing a +1. Her name is Kushka.
Hello again, Koshka. Back with our host, who's mixing things up with some slightly longer shorts.
OK, ready to roll. It's showtime.
First in, it's Holly.
Great to see you in your normal clothes.
I know, no fancy dress, brilliant.
Is it nice to feel a bit more relaxed?
Yeah, more room to eat.
Hopefully Mike's made extra anyway, as storyteller Chloe's brought her furry friend.
I brought a +1.
Who's that, then?
This is Kushka. She is a Russian blue.
I see.
I am one of the crazy cat ladies.
Oh, well, better a cat than a dragon, I would say, tonight. Bit surprised about the new arrival with, is it Puspa? Kospa? Puspa?
Koshka.
Puspa.
Koshka.
Puspa.
Koshka!
Yeah, unusual scenario.
I mean, seriously, it's a fluffy cat with her hand up its backside.
I can see he's a bit on edge.
I wonder why.
Why are you scratching? Stop it.
I'm not sure what else to say, really, but I think I'm going to just have a bit of a beer, if that's all right. Yeah, let's say cheers. Yeah.
Next to arrive is Monday's host and the one to beat, Sheree.
So, it would appear we've got an additional guest tonight.
Where is his Prosecco?
She is sharing mine.
I apologise, one should not assume one's gender.
You haven't got any prawns, have you?
I don't have any prawns, I'm afraid.
I want prawns!
I don't really know how to deal with it, and I keep calling the cat a him, and she gets quite upset.
Chloe or the cat? Last to be introduced to the group's new feline friend is ultra-discerning Dan.
This is Kushka.
Hi, Kushka. Is she going to sit on my lap later on, or...?
I don't think anybody's going to sit on your lap anytime soon.
Oh, that's a bit mean, isn't it?
I'm sensing some tension.
Interesting that such an early stage of the night that Dan and Chloe have come to blows again.
I look forward to hearing your critique.
Yeah.
Well, he will definitely have a critique.
Cheers.
Mike.
Cheers!
Coming up, catty comments.
She has no concept of rules.
I wonder where she gets that from. Why did Chloe bring the cat today? Maybe was that to defend herself?
And Nancy artists.
I'm probably going to get it in the neck after this.
I'm just getting my revenge in advance.
I need some assistance. I'm a princess, not a painter.
It's the third night in Gloucestershire where estate agent Mike is hoping to secure the grand prize by throwing an easygoing evening in this elegant establishment.
It's very much come as you are, be comfortable, be relaxed and just chill.
But whilst his guests may be relaxing, in the kitchen the pressure's on for his cheesy croquettes.
I'm very concerned that it might all disintegrate and I'll be bringing it all out with a sieve. So fingers firmly crossed it works out for me tonight.
Time for the moment of truth. Oh, looking good.
All right, let's do this.
They're plonked onto some posh platters and the starter's ready. Croquetas españolas with a very garlicky truffle aioli.
Bon appetit.
Thank you. When am I moving in?
Well, it's a good thing I love garlic.
Yeah, well,
This is...
Yeah. This,
Full of it.
yeah, this has got a whole roasted garlic.
They were crispy, they were light, there was lovely ham in them.
I did get the garlic and it went beautifully with the croquettes.
I think you pulled off the croquettes quite well because obviously my experience of cooking these ones is that they fall apart and melt across the sort of fryer.
That's exactly what I was worried about.
So I think it's a little bit risky doing that.
I think that was almost a compliment.
He's kept it a little bit safe on what he's doing in terms of food. But realistically, his theme for tonight is really, I think, about having a relaxed dinner party, and I think he's getting there.
I think that's the nearest to praise you're going to get from Dan.
So I actually tried my first banana when I was 22.
Fun fact.
And I just wondered whether there was anything that you guys feel that that you'd like to try that you haven't.
There's actually quite a lot of stuff that I haven't tried that I'd like to because I've been veggie for so long. I like the idea of, zebra and alligator and trying all those sorts of things. So, Kushka, if you could have any food in the whole wide world, what would you eat?
Fresh prawn out of North Atlantic.
Other than prawns?
What else is there?
So you're a one-trick pony?
I am not pony, I am cat. Can't you see? I'm terribly sorry. She's rude.
It's fine, I can take it.
I apologise for my cat.
Why did Chloe bring the cat today? Maybe was that to defend herself against me? I don't know.
She's a storyteller, so it goes with the package, I suppose. It slightly freaked me out.
To be honest with you, I don't know if you picked up, I usually cook for myself, so it's nice to be cooked for.
Yes.
Which isn't often the case.
Yes.
Because I'm not an easy person to please. Sometimes anyone gets
Really?
that.
Really?
When somebody says, what's your style of cooking? There is no style of cooking. I think it's just, I will try anything.
I've still got that to look forward to, haven't I?
Oh, hello.
Dan's definitely running a risky game. He's not had his night yet, so he needs to be very careful how much he's rubbing people up the wrong way.
Do you do most of the cooking in your house, Dan?
Probably 99.9% of it, yes.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
I'm trying to encourage and train cooking.
Oh, Trey!
No.
What would you call it when you're trying to help someone?
Not, you call it help, not train.
That's like you train, educate,
Well, there's a lot
learn.
of things that we can say that mean different from what we mean.
That might be your life experience, because for me, it's to help training people.
Some people in the group didn't like the word train your partner.
I think some of Dan's wording of stuff definitely needs some working on.
Really, really pleased with the feedback. I was expecting at least some negative comments and I didn't receive any, so I'm really buzzing about that.
Splendid! On with the main. Mike pulls apart his slow-roasted shoulder of lamb
It's definitely cooked all the way through.
before plating up spice-phobic Sheree's veggie option.
It's jerk, which obviously is typically quite spicy, so I've tried to tone it down a bit today.
And
It is a bit spicy. I've never tried jackfruit before. I've never cooked with it either. Not sure I would again.
it's a bit late now. The dish is finished by reheating his flatbreads and serving up spuds.
I've given this main dish my all today, and hopefully it's enough to win everyone over.
And blow their heads off. Mike's main is jerk jackfruit for Sheree and slow-roasted lamb for the meat eaters with garlic potatoes, chimichurri, coleslaw and flatbreads.
Please, please enjoy. Let's just get stuck in.
Thank you. Thank you.
What do you think?
It's all right, mate.
You're such a hard crowd.
Come on, tell me.
Really like the bread.
Thanks.
I'll try and think of some criticisms in a bit, right?
Okay.
High praise indeed from Dan.
There is so much going on, so much work. Well done.
We have got good flavour, but it is very spicy,
Spice.
so please don't be offended if I don't manage
I
to
won't
finish
be
it.
a bit offended. Yeah, I think
The
that's
only
fair.
other sort of negative, possibly the bread a little bit over.
Yep.
The spice level, it just blew my head off. And the flatbread, I think I could have frisbeed it across the lawn at some point.
Oh, you should have done that.
I would just say possibly it was playing it a little bit safe.
But there were 6 different things made from scratch.
Yep. Mike played it safe with sort of the coleslaw, the chimichurri, the potatoes, but obviously he pulled off the bread.
Well, 1 out of 4 ain't bad.
I mean, Mike took it in his stride. I think he was expecting it a bit from Dan.
Actually, most of the things he said were really very positive, so I'll really take that as a big tick.
Wait a minute, we have one more opinion.
Oh, must we?
Oh, ow! Go on my fingers! She likes it.
Oh, well, that's a good thing.
No feeding pets at the table, please.
She has no concept of rules.
I wonder where she gets that from.
I'll be absolutely frank, I would not normally choose to sit opposite Dan. But we're grown-ups, we'll deal with it.
I can't believe that she's been allowed to bring a cat, which sits on the table and eats. I think it'd be fair if I could bring a dog to play with Chloe's cat.
You hear that, Koshka? Don't look at me like that.
Prior to selling houses, I went to art school, and I thought it might be quite nice if we did an activity which had a little bit of that involved.
Paintbrushes at the ready, everyone. It's portrait time. Each arty duo has to draw their partner, with Sheree paired with Holly and Dan paired with Chloe. This could get interesting.
I absolutely apologise right now for what is about to happen.
Let's get going.
I'm probably going to get it in the neck after this.
I'm just getting my revenge in advance.
Uh-oh.
We're having a bit of fun anyway, me and Chloe. I think there's a bit of banter going on there. She finds me a little bit abrasive, I think.
I need some assistance. I'm a princess, not a painter. I mean, seriously.
Pull yourself together, Holly.
I thought it was a really good laugh, you know? I think maybe some more than others took it a bit too seriously.
I can't think who you mean.
I was trying to get the suntan. Just looks like I've smeared a strawberry across your mush.
3, 2, 1. Time's up.
This is what I think of you.
Oh.
Oh, what's happening with my hair, sorry?
With the flyaway hair. I can't draw a stick man, but to be honest, it was pretty good fun. Princess! I've even got a pink tiara.
This is the man in the fancy dress shirt.
Looks a bit like a self-portrait.
This is called the Roasted Dan.
Ouch.
Yeah, that's me.
So Dan was being his normal, naughty, cheeky self and drew Chloe as a fire-breathing dragon. It's so mean, but so funny.
I suppose I'm not used to being lampooned, but it was very funny.
I think that inner dragon of Chloe is going to be roasting me tomorrow.
Oh, good heavens, let's not go there. Dessert time, and Pud's already prepared. So, with one final flourish, it's good to go.
Well, let's hope this doesn't get too messy.
The final course of the night is amaretti eaten mess.
I really hope you enjoy it.
Thank you. Thank you.
What do you think of dessert then, folks?
I've just found the meringue and it's delicious, thank you.
I was expecting maybe a sort of chewy meringue, but I quite like that one. It's light.
Am I right in thinking that you at least made the meringue?
I did make the meringue.
Okay. Perhaps not enough of the meringue.
Pud somewhat of a success, Mike's got one last party trick up his sleeve.
If you give me 5 yes or no questions that I can only answer yes or no, then I could hopefully guess your middle name based on that.
Pick me, pick me.
Has your middle name got 3 syllables?
Yes.
Does it begin with a vowel?
Yes.
Oh, that's interesting, because I was thinking it might be Alexandra.
Close. Annabelle.
Annabelle! Oh, of course.
Sorry.
Home time. You too, Koshka.
Mike's little party trick was a nice idea, but actually didn't quite work. It was a little bit rubbish.
Dessert, eat a mess. Bit critical, the gang on the meringue, but I quite enjoyed it.
I would like to think that it would be a 7 or an 8 out of 10. Any more than that, I'd be over the moon.
His starter blew me away. Brilliant. The rest, it started going downhill a little bit. However, the hosting did bring it up again. So overall, I'm going to give Mike a 6.
Good food, a few little things to work on the main course for me. So for that reason, I'm going to give him an 8.
I think he played a little bit safe, but tonight I am going to give Mike a 7.
Tonight, I give Mike 8.
So, Mike's easygoing evening scores a very satisfactory 29, easing him into the lead.
Stand and deliver!
On today's show, fairy tale fashions.
You, of course, are a natural princess.
Thank you. I love being a princess.
She's trying to out-princess me.
Freaky felines.
The cat sang away and sang away.
Well, you are very stupid sometimes. Thank you very much, Koshka.
And foodie feuds.
And I think what people are a bit scared to say, and I think it's a little bit bland. I feel like I could probably say a little bit more, maybe.
I think you've said plenty.
The thing I like about Dan is he very often says what everybody else is thinking.
As 5 hosts cook nosh for a cloche full of dosh.
Woo!
This week we're in Gloucestershire, where the many dry stone walls that run through the Cotswolds are almost as long as the Amazon River. Less chance of piranhas here, though. And hoping her night will go swimmingly is... Yeah, hang on a minute. Yeah, that's better. It's professional storyteller and passionate puppeteer, Chloe.
All right, come on, up you come. Yes, I know. Come on. So today, to help me with cooking, I have brought my little furry assistant. Her name is Koshka. She is a Russian blue cat puppet.
We noticed. And like all our competitors this week, Chloe and Koshka will host their adventure in this awesome abode. Ooh.
She quite often tells me off. And, yes, you do. Yes, you... Well, you are very stupid sometime. Thank you very much, Koshka. So why we start so early? I need my sleep.
Cheers, cheers.
Someone else in need of a lie-in is last night's host, proud vegetarian Sheree, who threw a mystical-themed evening as her first ever dinner party.
It was absolutely ace. I am wiped out to the max. I think I managed to get like 4 hours sleep.
If that wasn't enough, she cooked beef for her meat-munching guests.
I chose to do beef for you folks, mainly because I think I wanted to challenge myself a little bit.
I raise my glass to you because I think that is hugely courageous.
Well, thank you.
And her first efforts went down well with horse-loving Holly.
I think it's very brave to cook beef if you're a vegetarian. I thought it was a brilliant effort for a first dinner party. You should have seen my first dinner party. Absolute disaster.
I think my guests were very honest with me, to my face, which I liked. And I think that they will be very honest in their scores.
Maybe a little too honest, as they scored Sheree a very beatable 26 out of 40. And she wasn't the only one who tried something new last night.
I don't think I've ever had a souffle before. Not sure I really love them, but I like custard. It's a bit like a custard.
Yeah.
With landscape gardener Dan quickly getting the group's attention.
There's stiff competition. I don't know who yet, but I think Dan might be a dark horse.
Well, last night's beatable. Yeah, definitely beatable.
And getting noticed for all the wrong reasons was estate agent Mike.
I did have quite a grand sort of headdress of a dragon. It's still in my bag. I sort of chickened out at the last minute.
I think he did regret not dressing up because everyone else did make quite a good effort.
I'm determined to make up for it when there's next an opportunity to have fancy dress, so I'm going to really bring it.
Any thoughts on Chloe's night?
I actually have no idea whatsoever of what to expect from Chloe's night tonight.
Neither does Koshka.
You know, Chloe, you should never have let yourself in for this. You are not strong enough. You are not clever enough. Koshka? All right, Koshka, I forgive you. There we are.
OK.
I think Chloe's food is going to try to sound interesting and maybe even look interesting on the menu.
Now, if everyone's sitting comfortably, then I'll begin. Chloe's main is Once Upon a Chocolate Chicken. Chocolate and chili chicken with leeks, prunes, potatoes and veg.
Some people do a double take when I say, you know, I cook a chocolate chicken, and they have no idea how well it goes.
I am looking forward to it. I mean, it doesn't scare me.
Because you haven't seen her wield magic to cook potatoes. Terrifying. So what's the tale behind this meal?
Could be a love story, because there's chocolate in it. Ah! And that's the story of my love life, always interrupted by something ghastly.
I was going to say steamy. Next, she chops leeks and de-stones her prunes.
You'd think people could take stones out of prunes before they put them in tins.
I know, so lazy.
Chocolate chickens are best served at Easter, aren't they?
Oh, Mike. For her Easter treat, Chloe grates dark chocolate and orange zest, then knifes it onto the chicken.
Most people's chilli isn't really spicy anyway. It's usually just a hint, so I think she's going to play it quite smooth with that, I would have thought.
Nope, she's not even playing it safe. It's...
Danger time.
Smells great.
Do not sniff these, OK?
Too late! Chilli sprinkled, honey drizzled and garlic inserted. The chicken will be cooked tonight.
I do not like kitchen wrap. It ends up wrapping me.
I hope they like this chicken. Chloe's cooked them for their tea. Thank you. And for veggie, Sheree?
Dragonfire chocolate chili.
Wow. Chloe uses leeks, chocolate, chili and potatoes from the main as the base of the dish.
The ingredient that no one will expect.
Homemade maracas.
Cumin seeds.
Oh, right, so close.
That's good to go.
She'll reheat the chili tonight. On to the starter. Little red salad, a.k.a. a fig, ham and mozzarella salad.
It might be at least some other ingredients other than lettuce, fig, mozzarella.
How about 3 whole slices of tomato? Step 2, add a fig.
I think controversial figs. I like figs. I'm not sure boys like figs. Not sure why I'm saying that, but I'm saying that.
Bit weird. Chloe pops a fig onto the plate, then uses mozzarella and ham to fill in the gaps.
Half the fun to me of this starter is it is a bit scruffy looking, but it tastes wonderful.
I would imagine she's going to do a sauce for that. I would hope so, because obviously most of that there you can probably buy in a shop.
Fear not, she's making her own dressing from scratch.
Absolutely nothing will go wrong with my starter.
Oh, excuse me a second. Hello? Is that Fate? Yes, one of our contestants just tempted you. All right then, see you soon. Bye now. Chloe adds olive oil and honey to lemon juice.
This is one of the recipes that is supposed to be measured.
Ah, that'll be Fate now. You're just in time.
Failure.
Take 2. Chloe adds more seasoning, skewers another lemon, mixes, and...
Getting somewhere.
That'll have to do. She'll drizzle her vaguely better dressing over her 4 ingredients just before serving. Next up, dessert. Happily Lemon After, a classic English lemon syllabub with sweet biscuits.
So I think, like most stories, they might have a great title, but when you open them up, there's not much to them.
I haven't had that since I was a child. I think is it rice-based syllabub? I can't really remember.
Clearly, because it's mainly cream and sugar.
Classic English lemon. Oh, I hate lemon.
Bad luck, Sheree. Chloe's adding the zest and juice of lemons, but how many?
1 lemon or 2?
I'd say 1.5.
Well, you are naturally very sour, but I don't know about your guest. So maybe 1.5?
Such a copycat. She adds the rest of the lemon juice and a couple of glugs of sherry.
A syllabub is a lemon pudding. It's quite, can I use the word loose?
If you like. To achieve the perfect loose texture, Chloe whisks vigorously.
I'm getting this fantastic aroma of sherry.
Impressive as she's 4 miles away.
Yep. Oh!
Whoopsie. And the loose mousse goes into chill.
So the food is done. I'm committed. It's time for me to go and fling on the bling.
While the bling gets flinged, her guests ponder the dress code.
Dress for a fairy tale feast. Well, that gives a lot of opportunities for a princess like me.
The pressure's on me tonight to really raise my game with regards to fancy dress, and I really plan to bring it.
Any last thoughts from Koshka? Suit yourself.
Let the fantasy begin.
Cannot wait.
I wish I were a princess.
First in is Princess Holly.
Your Majesty!
Oh, I think I'm more of a princess. I haven't quite got to Your Majesty yet. You look fabulous.
Thank you. Is it comfortable?
I'll let you know in about an hour's time.
Which witch is the witch to beat? It's Sheree.
There she is. Hello. You look incredible.
Oh my God, you're sparkled up.
I'm so glad that I didn't do a princess now. Like, I don't think I would have beaten that. I really don't.
I'm a real princess.
No, you're not. Here comes Dan, also not a real pirate.
Oh, my goodness.
Ahoy, mateys! Ahoy, buxom wench!
Excuse me?
You're going to keep that voice up all night.
Arl, madam! Button down the hatches! Shiver me timbers!
Yeah, we get it.
Consider yourself at home.
Last of the fairy tale is Mike, a.k.a. the Artful Dodger.
Shiver me timbers!
Agent Green, Dragon Whisperer, at your service.
Oh, well, that's good to hear. You look absolutely outstanding.
Mike, I am so weirdly proud of you.
Even with those shorts. Coming up, strange stories.
And there were 6 soldiers with pistols, and one of them had a blunderbuss.
The story.
And mystical musings.
I would be one of the highly dangerous older female dragons.
Sounds like my type of girl.
No elves, no goblins, no orcs. None of those are for me, really.
It's night 2 of the competition in Gloucestershire, where storyteller Chloe is hoping her fairy tale feast will slay the competition and grab her the grand.
Please enjoy the rest of your drink, and you will be called to table shortly.
In the kitchen, the salad is starters going swimmingly.
Damn, I drowned that one.
Never mind, you can be more careful with the next one.
So I'll drown them all.
Might as well.
Time to start the first chapter.
Here it is, a soggy fig and ham salad with an equally soggy meat-free version for Sheree.
I hope you enjoy it. Please, tuck in.
My figs are so ripe. I mean, beautiful fig. Beautiful.
Thank you very much.
The sort of dressing maybe a little bit watery, but the taste of the fig, I think I'm converted to eating fresh figs.
Flavours were there. The flavours would have been there irrespective of who would put it on the plate, because it is what it is. I mean, it's a crowd pleaser, isn't it?
Not this crowd.
There just wasn't a huge amount of cooking, or I'm not going to use the word effort.
You just did.
That was probably a little bit too simple for an eating competition, I would say. Probably needed to be a little bit more complex.
To me, the flavours really help each other out.
Yeah. And I've finished my plate, so you can see that I've enjoyed it.
Well, then put a cork in it.
Chloe is fiery as anything.
Well, she is a dragon whisperer after all.
Why the Mad Hatter?
the need to redeem myself after last night. I just thought I'd go all out, and I was in a fortunate position that when I tried it on, it fitted. So with that in mind, that's what I went for.
Well, I think everyone's dressed as who they came in the first place. If they took the clothes away, you'd probably still guess who they are.
I don't think it's that kind of party.
You, of course, are a natural princess.
Thank you. I love being a princess. This is part of my wedding dress, and it hasn't come out of a box for nearly 25 years.
If I am still the same size in 25 years from now, I will be very happy. She's trying to out-princess me.
Looks like she has.
I did say to some of you as you arrived, I am Agent Green, the Dragon Whisperer. This is a character I have invented for my storytelling. When I metamorphose into a dragon, I would be one of the highly dangerous older female dragons.
Sounds like my type of girl.
No point sucking up now.
I don't know if they're taken aback with the fact that I can do these things, and perhaps it's a little intimidating.
I would love her just to be relaxed and be herself, but I think she always is a performer.
I just can't get my head around dragons being such a heavy part of a dinner party when we all know that it's all fantasy.
Back in the kitchen, Chloe is a dragon in distress.
So I forgot to bring the couscous, which should have gone with the vegetarian chili. And even more stupidly, I've forgotten the frozen peas and beans.
Don't worry, as long as you haven't misplaced anything else.
I've lost my black and white tea towel.
How about kitchen roll?
Or toilet roll will do.
Oh, toilet roll?
Because there will be splashes, and I need to wipe up splashes.
Where?
On the plates.
Oh, thank goodness. Reunited with her trusty tea towel, Chloe plates up.
So with the chocolate on these, it's not fiction, but it is novel.
Oh, I say that's very good. The main course is ready. Chocolate chicken swimming in murky water with missing veg, and a dragonfire chocolate chili for Sheree.
Because I basically forgot to bring the couscous from home, I've given you a plain German bread as a mopping up operation.
Thank you.
I seem to be missing my vegetables. I'm pretty certain there were vegetables on the menu.
Spice-wise, I think my yoghurt and cucumber will definitely be gone. But
is it balancing it out all right?
Not quite. Nearly, very nearly. So I wasn't necessarily that disappointed initially when the couscous wasn't there, but then I was disappointed that I got some weird... I don't even know what that was.
I didn't get the chocolate, only because I don't eat chicken skin.
Oh, la-di-da.
So it looked great, but didn't taste of very much.
If I was going to say anything, probably the sauce was probably a little bit watery. And I think what people are a bit scared to say, and I think it's a little bit bland.
The thing I like about Dan is he very often says what everybody else is thinking, and I think that's quite a good trait.
I feel like I could probably say a little bit more, maybe.
I think you've said plenty.
Yeah.
I think he needs to rein it in a little bit, considering it's night 2. Like, I'm dreading getting to Friday.
Well, actually, I'm probably holding myself back a bit, to be honest with you.
I already had one claw out tonight when I shut him down. A few more claws may have to appear before the end of the week. What would be at the top of your bucket list?
Getting over to Vegas, throw in a heap of cash that you are very aware you're going to lose, and just have a great time.
I've always wanted to go to the Grand Canyon, and then maybe pop into Vegas on the way. I'll see you in Vegas then. I'd like to think that Sheree and I would be friends after. I'd like to think we'd all be friends, but it doesn't really work out like that.
I used to go live-action role-play gaming out in the woods in Devon.
I used to do LARP.
Yeah, exactly. LARPing, live-action role-play gaming, is get into costume, get into character, and go out in 2 teams. There's the team of players, and there's the team of monsters.
We found out a huge amount about Chloe tonight, and what I noticed is that we haven't really found out much about anybody else.
As a host, I think it's quite important that you need to keep it going, and I think that she's perhaps struggled a little bit with that, and that really surprises me with her.
You've got something to do. You're there with a purpose, so you're not just sort of floating around with a cutlass.
Anyone else game for a LARP?
Did you just say that?
Yes.
I am not game for a LARP. No.
Suit yourself. Mike?
No elves, no goblins, no orcs. None of those are for me, really.
Fun sponge! Time to liven this party up. Story style.
What a quote!
Solid sleeve effort there.
So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are sitting comfortably, I would like to tell you a story.
Oh, yes, please.
When he heard horses' hooves, when he heard carriage wheels turning, he'd load and cock his flintlock pistol, and at just the right moment he'd spur his horse down onto the track. Stand and deliver!
What she keep shouting?
Stand and deliver!
That's the one.
Stand and deliver! Very loudly.
The covers across the top of the coach were flung back, and there were 6 soldiers with pistols, and one of them had a blunderbuss.
Normally things like that make my toes curl, and it didn't, so I really enjoyed it.
The last that anyone saw of Tom Long, he was being dragged along the ground into the mists and darkness. I thought they really enjoyed the story.
Sheree?
The story.
Come on, Dan.
Trying to do some active listening, but it was quite hard not to think about other things.
Mike?
It would have been great to have something a bit more interactive for everybody else to be involved in.
Never mind. Let's get involved in dessert.
This will be a very happy ending to my dinner party.
It's been a while. I'll have that spare one.
That one we don't need.
Oh, come on.
This looks pretty.
Pretty shop bought.
Et voila.
Pretty pud prepared. It's lemon syllabub.
Enjoy.
I think it's really fresh on the palate. Really, really nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's as light as a feather. You can tell a lot of whisking was involved.
Normally some people might not put enough lemon in something. That's a nice punch of lemon.
Yeah.
Finally, everyone likes something.
I'm not a big lemon lover.
Yeah.
Oh.
But I appreciate the effort that you've put into this because I can taste how fresh it is.
I'd like to play a really quick little story game, and we'll take it around the table. Would you be willing to try that?
Yeah, let's give it a go.
Absolutely.
Okay, excellent.
There suddenly was a bang! And from that bang appeared 3 witches.
The cat said, I've got an idea. I'm going to sing. The cat sang away for a day and a half, singing away. Somebody said, shut that cat up.
No one could shut that cat up.
I can. Home time.
I've heard lots of stories and I look forward to not hearing any more for a while.
The quest met some real obstacles, you know, on my hero's journey through my story tonight. And then, yes, we did come to a happy ending.
Dessert was delicious. It was light and fluffy. Lemon, one of my favourites. The only disappointment was the biscuits were bought.
Didn't hate it. It was edible. It was all right. Not blown away.
My failures were sufficient to drag the whole night down. If they're marking on the food, then I have so messed up.
I found the night a little bit awkward, and the food, whilst all OK, was just very much OK. With all of that in mind, I'm going to give Chloe a 5.
Tonight, I'm giving Chloe a 5.
The food was a little bit lacklustre, possibly saved by dessert, but I'm going to be giving Chloe a 5.
Don't think it was quite the fairy tale that Chloe was after, so tonight I'm going to give her a 6.
It's a not-so-happy ending for Chloe's fairy tale feast as she scored 21 out of 40, meaning Sheree is still in the lead.
That was a bit weird, wasn't it?
On today's show, goofy guesswork.
I am very intrigued by how old you are.
It's dodgy territory if you're going to second-guess somebody's age and you get it wrong.
Horsey hilarity.
Riders ready! Ready! You missed the jump!
Nay. And gluttonous grub.
This is too much cream for me.
Curse me tomorrow, just not now.
As 5 culinary characters go toe-to-toe for a ton of tenors.
Fake hair, sloshing, and a lot of, like, this sort of stuff.
It's the final night in Gloucestershire, where the spring that put the spa in Cheltenham Spa is thought to have been discovered by pigeons. Sounds like a coincidence to me. And hoping not to ruffle any feathers tonight is horse-mad Holly. You know that's not a real horse, don't you?
I'm extremely competitive. There's no place for second in our house.
Well, it's not your house, because like all the hosts this week, Holly's throwing her party in this posh pad.
I'm used to an Arga. Where's the Arga? Nowhere to be seen.
Hope you find it soon. You've got a tough crowd to please.
The criticism has been going up a notch every night.
And it all started on night one with vegetarian Sheree's mythical evening.
Cheers to you.
When her meaty mane failed to impress.
Probably a little bit overdone for me. I'd go for rare, more medium rare beef.
My hosting was pretty good, I think. My atmosphere was up there.
She was followed by professional storyteller Chloe, whose night of tall tales was divisive.
With pistols, and one of them had a blunderbuss.
And her fairy tale food fell flat.
And I think what people are a bit scared to say, and I think it's a little bit bland. I feel like I could probably say a little bit more, maybe.
I think you've said plenty.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone to beat me, but it's a full-on hope, it really is.
Estate agent Mike hoped his relaxed night full of food would be a selling point.
There is so much going on, so much work. Well done.
But it wasn't everybody's cup of tea.
I would just say possibly it was playing it a little bit safe.
But there were 6 different things made from scratch.
Yep.
The atmosphere of the night and the way that everybody was involved and contributing to conversation created a really nice, relaxed atmosphere, in my view.
Last night saw landscape gardener Dan's evening start with a bang.
You are so rude and obnoxious.
Within the 30 seconds of me turning up, Dan already managed to offend me.
And his critical comments caught up with him.
So the bread is homemade, but I use a machine to knead it for me. Because I've tried it both by hand and machine. There's not a lot in it, so why waste your time?
I've got to disagree on that one.
Perhaps creating that anticipation for everybody else in terms of talking up his own food and talking down everybody else's, perhaps set himself up for a bit of a fall.
I can't guarantee I've won. I had a good night. That's all that matters.
Ooh, I'm afraid it isn't. Dan's in the middle of the pack with Mike out in front on 29 points. So Holly's the only one who can challenge his lead. And she's off. The starter is a chicken liver parfait with red onion chutney.
I think liver's a really good ingredient that people don't use a lot, so, yeah.
To me, that is not wildly exciting. I suspect it is difficult to make.
Not when you've got a state-of-the-art robot assistant to help you. It chops, it mixes, it ferments, it probably even does your taxes. So what will it do to a whole block of butter? No, it's just melted it. And Holly has to strain it all by herself.
Chicken livers can divide people, but once they're made into a parfait, it's delicious and smooth.
I haven't got a problem with chicken livers in the pate. It's all right, isn't it?
It's a deep, strong flavour. It's very good.
It's not a nice feeling.
Imagine how the chickens feel. Into the gadget goes garlic, shallots, and another half block of butter.
The butter makes this dish very rich and delicious. Chopping.
It's being blooming noisy is what it is. In with the livers. There's no Chianti, but there is Port and Madeira. Then the robot assistant works its magic.
I have blended chicken livers.
I'd see a doctor about that. Holly adds gloopy cream to her sloppy livers and prepares for takeoff.
It does sound like an airplane taking off, doesn't it?
Chunks away!
Oh, brace yourself, Sheree. It's more powerful than you think.
It's not an attractive look at this stage, is it?
That is an understatement.
This better taste better than it looks, which I know it does.
The brown mush is slopped into ramekins and topped off with clarified butter. It looks delightful. On to Sheree's veggie starter of sun-dried tomato tartare.
Isn't it where you, like, slice it really thin? Like beef tartare. It is. You slice it.
Most normal people would, but Holly adds sun-dried tomatoes to Mr. Robot.
I'm just weighing my dill pickle. Oh!
Oh, what a slippery pickle.
Got it. I don't want to over-pickle. Or under-pickle, can you imagine?
Heaven forbid. The robot gobbles the remaining ingredients, chews them up, then spits them out.
Sun-dried tomato tartare.
Ta-ta, then!
Ta-ta!
She'll serve with some homemade chutney tonight. Time for the main. Beef stroganoff with dauphinoise potatoes and veg.
It's not very adventurous as far as I'm concerned.
But what if I told you this time she has to use a cooker?
I mean, there's no on or off button.
Cooker conquered, the beef is brown.
This is a bit boring now, sorry.
More interesting than watching your robot do all the cooking.
That's the beef done.
Crumbs, you must be shattered. For the sauce, she bungs her ingredients into a pan and tops off with lots more cream.
I'm worried about my stroganoff sauce. It mustn't go over.
Oh, mustn't it? Sheree's getting a mushroom version.
If she does it right and does it all from scratch, it can be quite flavourful.
Robo Chef gets to work on the veggie main with some instruction from Holly.
Cook.
Yes, master.
For me, a classic Duff-Marmite potatoes is a nice semi-firm sort of potato in there. You can distinguish it.
The spuds are peeled, chopped and go into a pot. You'll never use in the hob again.
Okay.
Thought not.
Stroganoff and dauphinoise are, you know, can be a bit sickly.
Wait till you see the cream.
So the cream has solidified on the top, so I just want to make sure it's okay to eat. So if I die, it was nice knowing you.
Down the hatch.
It's fine.
She adds the unconvincingly fine cream and leaves her robot underling to do her bidding.
That was a bit weird, wasn't it?
It certainly was. Moving on. Dessert time. Lemon posset with shortbread.
I can't go, oh, that's a bad posset if I don't know what posset is, can I?
I'm sure you'll find a way.
Yeah.
Holly pops cream and sugar into a pan.
Come on.
What's the matter?
I'm supposed to see it bubbling.
What's it currently doing?
Not bubbling.
Well, that's told me.
It's bubbling! Yes!
Hurrah! Now what?
Deposit. Deposit?
Ah, you.
That's genius. Sorry, it's not funny at all. I don't know why I thought it was funny.
It's an emotional roller coaster with you.
Lemon, but lemon again.
Feeling good, Sheree?
My top tip for a lemon posset is to roll your lemons like this, because then it's easier to get the juice out of it.
I prefer to cut them open and use a juicer. Holly adds the lemon zest and juice, then sloshes into mugs. And they're in to chill. She'll serve with homemade shortbread later.
All I've got to do now is go and get ready and make sure I win the best turned out.
Off you trot then. Everyone looking forward to a day at the races?
I think she will be bringing her big hat tonight for a day at the races. That's what they wear, isn't it? I've never been.
Fascinating. See what I did there?
Let's go saddle up.
It's funny you should say that. Here comes Sheree.
Oh, Sheree, Sheree! I'm loving it.
So I really wanted some advice on if my legs are too high.
Your legs are a little high, but really don't worry about it.
Next in, feet firmly on the ground, it's Chloe.
Oh, the glamour. Look at you, Chloe.
We've decided that perhaps my legs are a little up, but, you know, I'm very flexible.
My giddy aunt.
More like giddy up. Here's current front-runner Mike.
Wow. Instead of Mike today.
Now that is
Luke,
a
you look
three-piece
dapper.
suit.
Thank you very much indeed. I wonder what Dan's going to come as. That's going to be really exciting, isn't it?
Is exciting the right word?
Give him a chance. He's not here yet. He might come suited and booted. He might come as a horse.
Or he might come as Dick Van Dyke.
Oh, look
Dad,
at you.
a modern-day dandy.
Pirate Kate.
Grab yourself a drink.
The night is young, my dear.
Yes.
But you are not.
I almost want to go ding ding round one. Now stop.
Not just me and you, Chloe, is it?
Yeah.
I hope not.
I'm watching you.
You're on the radar, my dear.
Yeah, I know I am. Picked a new target.
This should be interesting. Coming up, supper squabbles.
She just likes mooning.
Like, what is actually going on, Dad? Because I'm getting a lot of hostility.
Well, that's possibly why people misunderstand me. People think I'm a little bit brash and rude. Do you know what they're on about?
And who will walk away with the Wonga?
In fifth place.
It's the final night in Gloucestershire, where tonight's host Holly is hoping to pip her guests to the post with her equestrian evening and win the £1,000 prize. In the kitchen, Holly attempts to improve on the world's greatest invention by re-slicing sliced bread.
I don't know how this is going to go. No, so pleased.
And it's good to go. Chicken liver parfait with red onion chutney and a stack of mushed tomatoes for Sheree.
I'll wait to hear what you think.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This is pretty amazing. I would expect to eat this in a restaurant. It was beautifully produced, but it was extremely rich.
That it is a typical starter that I would tend to choose if I were to go out for dinner. It hasn't fallen short as to if we were out for dinner.
Pate tastes nice, mellow. I like it. The red onion chutney and the parfait, they mixed well. Was a good balance. She got that right.
It went down really well. Even Dan liked it. I mean, who would have thought it?
Am I right in thinking there's some kind of either gherkin or vinegary sort
There's
of...
a dill cucumber in there.
Perhaps a little bit too much of that because it's quite vinegary.
Here she goes again. I'm just joking.
No, you're not.
I think ding ding round 2 now.
He's picked a new target, that's what it is. He's got bored of winding Chloe up and now he's hitting on me instead.
Oh, let's hope not.
From the start of the evening, we knew this was coming, didn't we? It was going to be some fun.
I am very intrigued by how old you are.
You say how young you are.
Yeah, no. Oh, God, you're brilliant.
Surprisingly tactful.
How old do you think I am?
I'm going for 52.
Maybe not.
I'm going for 44.
See, look at the difference between you two. Look at this.
He likes making friends. So Mike's played it safe all week. He hasn't really stuck his neck out too far.
It's dodgy territory if you're going to second-guess somebody's age and you get it wrong.
The tales you've been telling and what you've been open about to share with us, I think 50.
I'm 48.
No!
What is it?
I told Holly that I thought she was 50. She said 48.
Yeah, not ideal.
Yes, I'm old enough to be her mother, but she didn't need to draw attention to it. It's fine. Everybody knows now. It's okay. I'm okay with it.
Are you, though?
She just likes moaning, not guessing.
Like, what is actually going on, Dad? Because I can't figure it out.
I think you're having fun.
I'm getting a lot of hostility.
Well, that's possibly why people misunderstand me.
Well, I understand them.
And I understand it's time for the main.
I'm really nervous.
About putting veg on a plate?
Yes.
Conquering her fears, Holly dishes up.
This is my odds-on favourite.
And the main's ready. Creamy beef with creamy potatoes and creamy mushrooms for Sheree. Basically, there's loads of cream.
See you on the other side.
Good luck.
I'm astonished that you could make it this flavoursome in one day. Because normally something like this I would insist on making 1, maybe 2 days in advance.
Cracking midweek meal to have with your family, but not necessarily something that would be a showstopper at a dinner party.
Dauphinoise, perfect. The mushroom stroganoff, perfect. I can't complain about them as separate bits and pieces.
But together, too much.
Potentially too much of the creamy texture.
I would like to ask on Sheree's behalf, did you grow the carrots yourself and the beans?
I feel that someone is very bitter about their own evening and perhaps should focus on the fact that this is Holly's night.
I'm loving the banter. But it's a little bit now one-sided.
Yeah, thank you.
I think Dan took more an opportunity tonight to get his own back on last night's criticism rather than actually give any fair criticism himself to tonight's food.
This is not his night. This is not his time to try and ruin an evening. You know, he did that last night on his own night.
There's something with the potato that tastes a little bit more potatoey. I don't know if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
I think the sauce is bang on, I think, to be honest with you.
Sorry, the potato tastes potatoey. That's your comment.
What was going on in Dan's head when he was talking about the potatoes being too potatoey? I thought actually he said the potatoes...
Go on.
He was...
Yes?
It was really confusing.
Have you finished yours, Dad?
Yeah.
Do you think it might be a good idea if you put your knife and fork together?
Do you think that's relevant?
Absolutely.
Oh, Lordy.
I actually felt at one point like Mike stood up for me quite well tonight against Dan, and that felt great.
From what I can work out, people think I'm a little bit brash and rude. Do you know what they're on about, do you?
Don't bring me into it. Let's change the subject.
So I was catfished. I didn't even know what that was until it happened to me. I went on dates and I arrived and there was someone definitely 30 to 40 years older than their picture.
Were they 80 odd?
No, not quite, but close.
Tell me about your very first date.
Probably at the youth club when we were at school, probably.
Brilliant.
I think it was after the end of the junior mosh pit, I think it was, because we used to have them to Nelly the Elephant in those days.
Couldn't stand the thought of Dan in a mosh pit. Imagine coming across him late at night, sweating all over you. No thanks.
Get some Nelly on and we might do it.
Great! Cue the music.
No, you're not having a mosh. You are not having a mosh.
Boo! How about you, Sheree?
Be a lot of like fake hair sloshing and a lot of like this sort of stuff.
All right, that's quite enough horsing around. Oh no, I take it back. It's race day. Right then, you lot. First past the post wins.
Riders ready? Ready! Go!
Surely they need some sort of handicapping system here.
You missed the jump!
This is an absolute farce.
Careful, it'll refuse. So the winner was Mike.
Nay! Nay!
I'm sorry, but I won that race. We all know it. By style and speed.
Got a horrible feeling of the bad omen that Mike's win today means he might win overall. But I'll be very happy for him.
Yeah, convincing. But will your guests be happy with the final course? Holly puts her pudding cups on some very large saucers and dessert is done.
I'm on my way to the winner's enclosure.
Hopefully via the table. Dessert's ready. Lemon posset in a mug with homemade shortbread.
Lovely to see you all back. Pudding time.
This is too much cream for me.
Yes.
I may be cursing you tomorrow.
I'm so sorry. Curse me tomorrow, just not now.
I think the consistency is beautifully smooth. Really, really lovely.
Really nice.
Thank you.
Are you eating it or wearing it?
They're both right now. Dessert was all right. I felt like it was lemony, but fresh lemon, which is the kind of lemon that I like.
As it's the last night, talk turns to first impressions.
Dan, you're a good lad. Sometimes you have some emotional clumsiness. I think some of your negative statements, you're not quite aware of the effect that might have on other people.
I think Chloe saying I've got emotional clumsiness is that she just didn't like what I had to say to her. Is that me or is that her?
I'm staying out of it.
I hope that you realise how much I actually quite liked you when we first started this experience. And then out of nowhere, you changed your target and here I am. But I think a lot of that is also because we are actually somewhere deep down very similar people. He's just not very aware of perhaps the comments that he makes, how that might make someone feel.
The first night I thought you were like a mystical, elegant, elven type, but now I know you're a battle axe.
Dan, I take that as a compliment, so thank you very much.
OK, you two, ding ding, round 3.
She's been like hacking away at me, hasn't she, all week, so I feel like, yeah, battle axe is definitely sort of a good description.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Let's find out who's won.
Who is going to win? Not me.
I think it's going to be between Sheree and Holly.
I think it's going to be quite tight.
It's been the best night of the week so far for me.
So far, it's the final evening.
It is the last one.
I would give myself an 8.5.
Oh, go on, what do you really think?
OK, that. I'll give myself a 9.
Blimey. Holly needs to score 30 or more to beat current leader Mike.
Holly's food was good tonight, however, I do feel she played it a bit safe. With that in mind, I'm going to score Holly a 7.
I enjoyed the food, but I think it just lacked a bit of the wow factor, so I'm going to give Holly a 7.
Tonight, I'm giving Holly a 7.
Tonight, I'm giving Holly...
Whoa there! Let's find out the scores together.
In 5th place is Chloe.
Yay!
Well done. Joint third place is Sheree and Dan. Okay, Mike.
Yeah.
It's you and me.
Oh, exciting.
I felt a bit sick. In joint first place. I love it. You and me, babe.
Amazing.
Well done.
Yeah, well done.
Oh, I'm so excited.
Chloe gave Holly an 8, giving her a score of 29.
Happy? Beyond happy. This is brilliant. I love it, I love it, love it. Cheers!
Holly was a much more deserved winner than me, to be honest. So for me, I'm absolutely over the moon that we get to share the prize. Really, really pleased.
I am very pleased for the winners. I thought they genuinely deserved that, and I'm glad it was split between those two.
I've had the best week possible. I'm really happy that the winners were Holly and Mike. I'm more happy the fact that Dan didn't win.
Did I enjoy their food? Yes, I did enjoy their food. But did I think it was probably as complicated or tricky or technical? No.
Can I go and squeal over there now?
Sure.
So excited.